Hi guys, welcome to Fraser's GAMSAT Tuition. My name's Tom and I'm one of the tutors at Fraser's GAMSAT. I'll give you a little bit of background about myself before I take you through this basic introduction video today. So I sat the GAMSAT 2 times. My first score was a 77 and my second score was an 84. Now I did particularly well in sections 1 and 3. I was about to say section 1, 2 and 3. But in particular in section 3 I actually got 100 in 1 year. Now today I want to discuss the sort of methods I used to get 100 and also to explain to you the basic layout of the test and to help basically with your strategy going into the day. So I'm going to discuss the test and some of my MCQ strategies. So the test itself. So the GAMSAT has 3 sections. Okay, now I know most of you will know this, but I'm going to keep it brief and sort of keep it pertinent to your studies. Section 1 is humanities and reading comprehension. And the important thing with this is that it's the hardest thing is that understanding the context of when things are actually written. So the context is very difficult. You know, if you read something from 1820 versus 1960, there's a significant historical context that needs to be understood. And I think that's something that I worked on the most between my 2 tests to improve my score. At Fraser's, what we do to develop this context is advanced theory. So advanced theory is taught by a few philosophy majors that we have at the company, including Matthew, who's from Oxford, Nosh, an awesome philosophy major, and Shabir, who's also studying a Master's of Teaching. Now these guys will take you through all of the history and sort of pertinent literature, economical theory, and philosophical ideas that underpin most of our lives, really. And not only is it interesting, but it provides context for the period in which the articles are written, and it will help you interpret in a more appropriate way. So yeah, it'll give context to your interpretations. In section 2, we also use advanced theory, so some of the ideas that we bring up in advanced theory will be useful as examples, but obviously the essays are not necessarily about writing complex philosophical pieces, they're just actually about expressing ideas and analysing the quotes effectively. So at Fraser's, we do 2 different approaches. Task A is more of a socio-political type of quote analysis. So examples have been meritocracy or a nanny state in the past. And the best way to write the essay for this is in a expository or argumentative form. Argumentative is sort of self-explanatory, you argue a clear point. Expository is a little bit more moderate. You're exposing the ideas within the quote, but you're still forming some sort of overall view, and it often forms some sort of truism. And task B is more emotive and often a sort of creative driven thing. So it might be about wishes or love or a dream. And these things are more suited to reflective or creative pieces. I myself actually wrote creative pieces for both sections because I found that it opened up my expression and allowed me to write in a colourful way that would be interesting and entertaining for the people that were actually watching. Sorry, not watching, reading. And then section 3. Now I'll keep this one brief because section 3 is a big beast, but chem, bio and physics are all part of it. And in particular, the levels are important. So physics is at a VCE level, and chem and bio are at a first year university level. Alright? But the key thing is that the questions they ask are actually going to be at a higher level than that. They're going to be at second year or first year for physics, but the key is that you don't actually need to be at a second year level. It's just that the problem solving element, the aptitude that's actually in the acronym for the GAMSAT, is best implemented at that second year level. So basically, having an understanding of the first year and the VC level of physics is like understanding the language. Imagine speaking another language and trying to solve a basic problem. You need to learn the language before you can solve the problem. So at Phrases, we teach you guys bridging courses. These are courses, as their name suggests, so from absolutely no knowledge at all the way to GAMSAT ready. And once we have you guys at that level with bridging courses, we start using GAMSAT style questions in our PBLs and strategy workshops to unify your approach. Whoop, running out of space. To unify your approach. Alright? So in my further videos, I'm going to discuss the 3 MCQ methods that I use to take it from a 1 in 4 guess to a 1 in 2 guess, and sometimes even to the right answer. I hope you found this useful, and this is just an introduction to Phrases GAMSAT tuition.